Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel today. It makes me very happy knowing that you are here with me. In today's video, we are going to do a flip through of 4 little golden book junk journals. 4 of them. Can you believe that? Look at how stinking cute they are today. So stick with me. I will thumb through them fairly quickly because there is 4 of them and I don't want to keep you here all day, but stick around because they are absolutely adorable. And all relevant videos pertaining to these journals, some of the, for example, the making of the cover, and then some of the elements that I use within the junk journals, all of that will be listed down below. So if you want more information, just open up the description area and I will provide you with tons of additional information regarding links to other videos and also details about the books themselves, size, papers, and all of that good information. So these junk journals have a special feature, and that is the saving or the using of the, or keeping, I should say, of that golden spine. These are altered little golden books with a salvaged golden spine. You know, the spine is iconic, and I decided that I wasn't going to remove it from the actual book itself, that I was going to keep it and have it as a feature in these junk journals. So you could see how I kept it. I didn't cut it out, nothing. All I did is unfold it, but that video is down below. So if you'd like to see how I do that, I invite you to go and watch that video. Each of the golden books has a spine that varies in size between 1 inch and 1¼ inch. And I made them with 2 signatures each, and there are 20 pages, 10 pages in each of the signatures, and that totals about 80 pages for the front and back for the entire junk journal. And lots of cute little embellishments. Each of these journals is somewhat similar but different. Some of the embellishments will vary because I wanted each one to kind of tell its own story, so I didn't want copycat junk journals. They kind of have their own personality. They're the same but different, if that makes any sense. So let's just dive into it. You saw the cover, and I will kind of go back and forth because I have the 4. So if I missed explaining something in this first journal, I will bring it up in the other journals, just so I'm not, repeating myself. But I will tell you, these journals do share the one thing in common, which is keeping that golden spine. And it is reinforced on the inside and then also embellished on the inside as well. I didn't want to cover up the inside of the cover, kind of keeping its integrity. The design of the inside of these little golden books, they are so cute. So I didn't want to cover that up because I want it to be clearly visible that this is an altered little golden book, and you can use it as a junk journal, as a display item for note-taking. Well, if you're familiar with junk journaling or just journaling in general, you can put these altered books to all kinds of different uses. And in this one, I have included one of the little house envelopes. And if you want to see how I make these, there's also all that information and a link to that video down below. Super cute. The videos do have a lot of contrast, but they're cohesive. And I wanted to make sure that the pages that I selected for the junk journals went well with with the existing signatures, the existing pages of the story itself. Right here, I'm pointing out that I did trim the outside edge of the signatures. I did not cut into the folded pages at all. In fact, if you look closely, you can actually see the staples, the little staple holes on the inside of the signatures of the little golden book pages. I left that intact because it's already folded, and so there's no need to cut into that folded page and then have to reattach it somehow. So the easiest thing to do was to trim about a 1/2 inch from the outside edge, which is the right side of the pages. And there's only, there's very few pages in those signatures. I want to say it's 3 full pages, so 3 full pages folded in half, 6 pages, so 12 sides to each signature. Am I making sense? So it was pretty easy to run it through my Cricut paper cutter and just trim that excess edge off. I was totally going to show you and demonstrate how I cut that edge off, and then I completely spaced it. However, I am working on more of the altered little golden book, so I will have more in the future, and I will show you exactly what I mean when it comes to trimming the pages, but not the folded edge. I used a lot. Let me tell you what was fun about working on these little golden books. It's something that has been on my wish list, on my wish to-do list for a really long time, but I wanted to make sure that it was unique to me. I wanted it to I wanted to make it my own, and I think I like it. I love the way it turned out, actually. But the fun part about working on these is the fact that I got to use all of the cutie things that I like to collect. I don't know if I necessarily fit a style other than I like using color. I like a lot of color in my junk journals, and I let each junk journal kind of speak for itself. And as I'm designing it, for these, I didn't have a plan. I just kind of pulled pieces that I thought would flow nicely with the journals. And each one has its own selection of scrapbooking papers. And I have been collecting scrapbooking papers for many, many years, because aside from making junk journals, I also enjoy scrapbooking, and I enjoy pocket journaling as well. And so scrapbooking paper, bring it. I have a huge collection, but what was fun is that I get to use all of those cute papers and all of those beautiful designs in these junk journals. And also, I used a ton of journaling cards, some that are cut apart from the paper pads, others that I pulled from Project Life, and then other brands as well. And just a different collection of journaling cards, and some that I made myself. And so that was a lot of fun. One of the other features of the embellishments that I use throughout these junk journals is the gold foil. A lot of the little embellishments, just as you see this one, have the gold foil lettering or design on them. And I thought that these would be perfect for the little golden book. So throughout the book, throughout all of the junk journals, you will notice that there are different shades of gold. You'll have a bright yellow gold, a glitter, a gold foil, and then other golds that look more brassy. So just all the different shades of gold were important for me to use throughout the junk journal, kind of playing on the fact that it is a little golden book. So I thought that would be perfect. So that was fun. All of the cute things that I was able to go through, I shopped my stash and, pick out individual things for each of these junk journals. They do share some of the embellishments. For example, I used little charms on the edges of the pages that are attached with paper clips. And I like buying really cute charms to use in my junk journals. And every once in a while, I'll make myself a bracelet or, some fun and easy bracelet or jewelry project. And I used these cute little gummy bear charms. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. So each of the journals has a gummy bear charm, and it also has a little glass heart charm. Absolutely adorable. So each one does have one of those in a different color. Oh, here's a pink gummy bear. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. And as I was looking through my stash, you guys, I also came across gummy bear stickers that I have. Completely forgot I had those. So I should really separate all the little cute embellishments that I have. That way when I'm looking for something, I know exactly where it is. So I didn't get a chance to use it in these journals, but I'll probably end up using them in future journals. This is a journaling card that I made myself. I just cut a smooth white cardstock down to, I think I made 4 cards from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of white smooth cardstock. And those measure 3 inches by 4 inches. And then I just stamped and embellished with a sticker. So you'll see those throughout the journals. Some of them are white and some of them are a turquoise or a mint green color. Super, super fun to be able to use all of these journaling cards throughout these journals. There is the little glass bead that I attached to the paper clip. So cute. I didn't want to make these too bulky because I do tend to get carried away and make the journals super fat. But these are a little bit different from other journals that I've worked in the past. These will have a lot of area to journal on. And although there are printed scrapbooking papers and then these pages, the original storybook pages, all of those lend themselves to become backgrounds to whatever it is that you are going to document or journal. So don't be afraid to cover things up, to tear things out, to paint things over it. It's easier if you look at your pages and immediately think background. Once you get past that, then you'll be able to add your layers on top of it. And there is a little bit of room in each of these junk journals for expansion. And so I didn't over embellish. In other journals, I've added tons of tuck spots and flip outs and just so many things that bulk up the journal. But if you notice, there's a lot of paper clips throughout these so that items can be removed and placed wherever you want. And one thing I didn't mention is these journals are available in my Etsy shop, and that link is also down below. And if you want to hop over there and read more about the details of the journals, I do get a lot more detailed in the description on Etsy. So you can click on that link and go take a look over there. I have other items in my Etsy shop as well. So I appreciate you just hopping over and taking a look at that. But super cute. I'm showing you, in each of the junk journals, there is a sheet of mixed media paper. So if you want to add watercolor or acrylic paint or marker, anything you want, that mixed media paper will be able to support that mixed media, So each one will have one of those pages. But I'm sure you can do it too. You can do whatever you wish to any of these pages. Look at how stinking cute. Let me know what you think down below if you like it. Each of these has an embellished cover, and I explain how I came about that in the journal cover video, where I used photo mat frames to frame that image on the front cover. And so I explained all of that in the previous video. Again, that's also linked down below. I really love how this one turned out. I mean, I love how they all turn out. But also on my wish to-do list was to make a summer-themed junk journal. And this, I have been wanting to do this for years. And so when I came across this little golden book that has that beach theme, I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be perfect. And so this one, I am calling it Sunshine. I used a wood sentiment that I polished over with some gold wax. And then I buffed it. So it is beautiful. And then I added a little gem to the letter I. Kind of looks like a little sun. And then those buttons were perfect. They remind me of seashells and also sea glass. But this would make a perfect summertime junk journal or vacation. Maybe you took a vacation to California and you want to document it, or Florida, or one of those on the coast where you enjoyed a beach vacation. If I were to keep any of these, I would have probably kept this one. But I'm actually going to probably work on another one to keep for myself, because I really like this beach theme. Reminds me of, California. I grew up there, and so this is really, really cute. There is a faux sand dollar. Do you see that right there on the left-hand side? I made that with a hot glue gun. I just squirted some hot glue gun and then used a rubber stamp and then pressed it onto the hot glue. Then once it cooled and I removed it, I painted it with turquoise acrylic paint, took some gold wax and kind of rubbed it on there, and I had it stashed away because I was making the wax melts, or the faux wax seals. And that was about a year ago, and I set them aside. So when I came across that little box and I saw that one that looked like a sand dollar, it was perfect. So now guess what? Now I just want to make a ton of sand dollars because that's what it looks like. Super cute. This junk journal was, I left all of the details about the little golden book intact. And I want to say this one is from 1979. I don't remember the first one, but all of that description will be, I don't know if it'll be in the description down below, but it will definitely be in the description in my Etsy shop. So if you want to know how old these little journals are, I know that they are, 25, 30 years old. So they do have some weather, some, these were loved. These books are old. They were loved, they were read, they were used. And so now it's just time to alter them, and hopefully they'll last another 30, 40, 50 years. Each signature includes one of these altered junk envelopes, and some are coffee dyed, some are avocado dyed. And that little pocket there that shows that daydream tag, that was purely accidental. In one of the envelopes, I didn't seal the flap completely, and when I was selecting them for the junk journals, it was too late for me to seal it or to glue it, and then I thought, why don't I just leave it as it is and make it a little pocket? So then there were others that also didn't seal completely, and so I made it work. I could have easily glued the flap to seal it, but I thought it would be more fun to leave it unhinged, and use it as a little pocket. So you'll see that in some of the junk journals. There may be a couple envelopes that were sealed, but the ones that weren't, I took advantage of that and used it as a little pocket. I am just loving all of the gold foil in all of these journaling cards. They're such a perfect addition to these little books, and there are a few that are not actually gold, but they do have a colored foil on them, which is still perfect for these books. I do have a video on how I make these junk mail envelope pockets, so that will also be linked down below. In the previous video, I talk about the inspiration for creating a frame on the front cover, and this is what I had mentioned. I love using these little frames in my scrapbooking to highlight an image, and so this is exactly what I did. These, I believe, are frames from a Heidi Swap collection, and I love using them in my scrapbook layouts and also in my pocket journaling, just to kind of feature and highlight a section of a picture or an image. So that's where the inspiration came to use the photo frames on the front covers of the journal. So super good, super cute idea. So if you find yourself with a lot of those little frames, or even making some yourself, that would be a great way to use them to highlight an image on your page, or to use on the front covers. I loved using all of this beach ephemera that I have been holding onto for a really long time. So this was really, really fun to use and sprinkle throughout this junk journal. I love it. This right here is one of my favorite journaling cards with those gold foil palm trees. Absolutely beautiful. One of the other little embellishments that I use throughout the junk journals are some paper clips with the tassel trim on them. Some of them I've used on the side, and then others I've used at the very top, just kind of sprinkled them throughout. When I was working on the closure, that took me a minute to decide on what to do. I did punch and set an eyelet on the front and back cover, and that's how I've tied the ribbons and the trims through the eyelets. And it took me a minute. I wasn't sure how I wanted to close the book, but I thought this would be easy. Now, all of the embellishments and elements that are included in these junk journals are my own addition to them. But once the recipient receives it, you can alter and do with these trims and embellishments whatever you want. If those ribbons, get in the way, or there's too many, or you don't need, 4 strips of trim to close your junk journals, you can remove them and just keep one for simplicity. It's entirely up to you. You can also wrap it around the junk journal, and the same goes with the each of the center of the signatures. You'll see here has the string and then beads at the end. If that drives you crazy, guess what? Take a pair of scissors and cut them off, and now you've got cute little beads and buttons that you can use on other projects. But I love the way these look. And this one was super cute because I actually had some wood beads that look like beech wood that I attached to these strings. So cute and so fitting for this journal. And they'll all have heart buttons, and I believe I also use glass beads that look like sea glass. So cute. These cards that are tucked over a lot of the pages are, oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. They are the cutoffs. It's not a cutoff. These pages, I use 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, and I cut them down to size, which is about 8 by 6. And then the excess piece from the 12 by 12 page, I know there's a name for it, that excess piece of paper, that which these are. I wanted to include them in the journals because they were going to match with the other pages as well. And I just folded them in half, and then I used my round corner punch for the bottom edges, and then just paper clipped them over the pages or on the side of the pages. And some I even embellished, and I glued a journaling card on the front cover and then embellished it with some stickers. But those as well, you can take those and you can cut them and use them however you want. Once the junk journal is in your hands, you can take it all apart, take all those embellishments out and use them however you wish in this junk journal or in other projects that you have. These are like little extras, but they're also for you to use as inspiration for your own journaling and documenting. So hopefully these are like prompts for you to be able to use when you're jotting down notes or memories. I love these envelopes. They are on the back cover of each of the junk journals, and they're all designed a little bit different, but I put a little gold foil large journaling card in each one of the pockets, and then just made it fun to open with that little brad to seal the envelope. So just some interactive elements in the junk journals. I'm thumbing through to show you that this junk journal also has a mixed media page in there. Ta-da! I found it. So here's where you can draw and paint and doodle and do all the wonderful creative things that you want. But look at this. It's so super cute. One of the other embellishments that I have not mentioned yet is the one that is dangling from the spine with a bull clip. And these are charms that I have purchased and I have been collecting and hoarding in my stash. And they look perfect. I grabbed a coordinating color for each of the junk journals. And so they're so cute, the little dangly charms that are there. So each one has it. I also didn't mention that those center string beads, excuse me, can also be used as page markers. And they're long enough so that you can flip them to the top of the junk journal or let them dangle at the bottom. So each signature right in the center will have 2 strings with the beads, so that is a total of 4 strings in each journal, and you can use them throughout the journal as a page marker, as a book marker, or again, like I mentioned a little while ago, if they drive you crazy, just cut them off. You can do that. That is a little journaling card that I made. And this one also includes a little house envelope. You guys, I had so much fun making these. So much fun. If you haven't watched this video, I have it linked below. But if you click on my name, my channel name, it'll take you to my homepage on my YouTube channel. And you will see there some of the top videos. And this, I believe, is one of the top videos as well. But so stinking cute. Watch it. You're going to have so much fun because they are eclectic and they're whimsical, as these journals are too. These journals are eclectic, they're whimsical, they're cute. There's a lot of contrast. And I think one of the reasons I enjoyed making these so much was because I could pull all of those cute items that I have been storing away that I don't use as much in my junk journals as I do in my pocket journaling. Because my pocket journaling is full of cute, and I just, my styles change a little bit. But I embrace each and every style. I love it all. Everything from, and if you've been, part of my channel for a while and have watched a few of my videos, I like grungy. I love the shabby look. I love bright florals and colors. I love cute. So I'm all over the place when it comes to creating, and I don't limit myself. So if I like something, or if I want to try something else, I will go for it. I'm not afraid to try new designs and new looks, and also embrace each and every one of them. Some of these little pockets were lacking bits and pieces, and so I pulled some of those mini tags so that I could just insert them in some of these little pockets. That to-do foil card is so cute. I'm still trying to think of what it's called when you have excess paper after you've cut it. Not cut apart, it is a runoff. Oh my gosh! I should take notes. Did you notice that little fern sticker and those little leaves? Those are vinyl stickers. And the adhesive that they came with wasn't very strong, and so I just added additional adhesive to make sure they stick on there. So I hope they don't fall off. But they were super cute. Super cute, and in these, especially in these journals, there's a lot of foliage with the little animals, and so adding those ferns and those leaves to it just kind of carried that theme throughout. I used some of my favorite rosette trim in a couple of the journals, or was it just this one? I actually had just little remnants of it on my desk, and so to use it up, I just clipped a few pieces and added it to one or two of the journals. I wanted to keep them a little bit different, but yet similar, so that they each kind of display their own personality. And once they land in your hands, they become yours, and they'll have even more personality. Lots and lots of areas for journaling. There are some journals that I have purchased from other makers, and they are displayed on one of my bookshelves because I can't get myself to alter them or even journal in them yet. I have my own personal junk journals that I do, I journal and I add pictures and, just all kinds of things. But the ones that I've purchased, not yet, but I will. So if you're anything like me and you purchase junk journals from other makers, do you get right into them and start using them, or do you display them as an art piece? Let me know. These envelope pockets were so much fun to create. Here's an acetate with some gold foil on it, so they're each different. If I had 4 of the same, then I would have probably used them, but I don't think I had enough to add in all of the journals. I know somewhere in my stash I have some tucked away, so hopefully I can come across those and use them in future junk journals. I'm really hoping I can come across another one of the beach-themed golden books so that I can recreate that summertime one, which I love. Did you notice how I have 2 Peter Rabbit golden books? Yes, I do. 2 of them. And the front covers are embellished a little bit different. They'll each have a bow. It is a dimensional bow that I glued on the collar of his little shirt. And then this one has a bunny surrounded by little flowers on the lower left-hand side of the front cover, so you could see that there. And these book corners aren't really book corners. I talk about that in the other video. These are meant for wood plaques. But the Faux junk journal, that one does have Tim Holtz book corners. But they both look so cute. I really like these because they have a heart, an embossed heart image on the corners. Do you see how I'm showing you how they still have room to grow? I tend to have alligator mouth in all of my personal junk journals. They get so fat, but I love them like that. More of my own DIY journaling cards. I had purchased a new rainbow stamp set and I wanted to use it, and so I created those journaling cards. Another one of the little house envelopes. I didn't tuck anything into that pocket. So they are, and I didn't glue it down, so they're basically like floating pockets in these junk journals. More of those fern vinyl stickers. And that was also fun, to go through my stickers and use them throughout these junk journals. Because I do have a lot of stickers. And I don't use them enough in my junk journals. So it was a lot of fun to be able to sprinkle those throughout these journals as well. And lots of little ephemera pieces that I've been holding on to for a while too. So that was nice to use them up here. Some of the journaling cards I left plain, but others you'll notice that I embellished with more stickers, either butterflies or I used a lot of Tim Holtz words with the gold foil. Some more beautiful beads, long enough to dangle from the top or from the bottom, and again use them as page markers. A lot of these larger journaling cards have the word hello. I was surprised as to how many of those I actually had. This one's one of my favorite. It reads, "Stay focused and be extra sparkly." Something like that. Super cute. So these are the very first 4 golden books that I've ever worked on. I love how they turned out. I love that I was able to save that golden spine without cutting it off, without extending it, just leaving it as it is. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. If you are interested in seeing a more thorough process as to how I do that, and if you don't feel that there was enough information in the previous video where I talk about the cover, let me know. I'm happy to show you a more detailed process, and maybe even, if you're interested on how I add the pages. And one thing I want to clarify is that in that previous video, I talk about how I do not damage the golden spine. And by damage, this is like a little disclaimer. By damage, I mean I don't rip it off. I don't cut it out. I leave it intact. I did have someone comment, well, how do I add the signatures? I did sew, or I bound the signatures. It is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on each of these junk journals, and I did thread them through the spine. But I don't consider that as damaging the spine because I didn't cut it. I saved it. And adding those signatures and the stitching didn't damage it. It's just a way to hold the signatures in place. So I just wanted to clear that up a little bit, that I don't consider that as damaging the spine. Cutting into it, had I cut it off, that would have been damaging the spine. But that golden spine is iconic. Why would anyone want to cut it off? Let's keep it and use it to our advantage. Now, as I was playing with these, I did make some mistakes. So it was a learning curve. And the more I worked on the covers, the more I learned as how to reinforce them and how to make them sturdier and stronger. And if you are afraid to kind of start something new because you're worried that you are going to mess it up, I think you get a free pass. It's okay to mess things up because the more you work on it, the more you're going to learn. And if you don't start, I think that's the most difficult thing to do, is just start. And that's one of the reasons why I waited so long to work on these, is I didn't know how to start. And then just one day, just a few weeks ago, I thought, I am going to start. I didn't know what I was doing, but I figured it out. And after I did the first one and then the second one, I learned so much along the way, made little notes for the future junk journals. And each one is getting better and better. So I just hope if you end up with one of these, that it doesn't fall apart. I don't think they will. I went back and reinforced them, but as I worked on them, I did make sure that they were sturdier, and I even went back and made a few corrections to the first couple that I worked on. So, but yeah, just start and play. And there's a Dr. Seuss quote out there, the more you read, the more you learn, the more you know, the more places you will go, something like that. This is the same principle here. The more you play, the more you create, the more you know, the more places you will go. Love Dr. Seuss. Oh, maybe I should alter some Dr. Seuss books. That's a thought. Ha-ha. Super, super cute. Please let me know what you think down below. I hope you all enjoyed the flip through of these 4 altered little golden book junk journals. Again, hop on over to my Etsy shop if you want to take a look and read all of the details about these. I tried to go as fast as I could, so I hope that wasn't too long, you guys. Or I could have done 4 individual 15-minute videos, but this is perfect. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of your support, and welcome to all of my new subscribers and then my existing subscribers. You guys, thank you for hanging out with me all this time. You guys are awesome. You make me happy. I love sharing what I do with you, and I love your feedback. I love your comments. So if you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment down below. I will reply to every single one of you. Look at how cute they are. Let me know which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for sticking around. Almost 45 minutes. I appreciate you so much. You guys take care. Have a wonderful week. And the next time I come around, I'll probably still be working on more little golden books. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.